So, I've been watching a little bit of Twitter, and Andrew Tate making a fool out of himself. Somebody put like this montage of him hanging out with Caliciver, Oliver, who gives a fuck ever. And one thing I did notice, and I wanted to comment, but I didn't, is I seen Andrew Tate sitting with his legs crossed like a woman. Like, what? You got Caliciver. Gosh. Anyway, whatever. He's sitting like a man, and then Andrew Tate had his legs crossed. And that like a dude, you know how we cross our legs, we cross one leg over the other, but like this or whatever, but a woman crosses her legs like this. He was sitting there smoking a cigar with his legs crossed. What the fuck is wrong with you? But he was sitting here saying mogging. We're mogging. And it's one thing to for old people like me to say a word, like a new fresh word that the youth are using, like mogging, when you're like talking about something like this. But when you use it as a part of your vocabulary, you just come off as weird. It's like Andrew Tate looks like that old guy in The Club. You know what I mean? You got a bunch of young adults and having a good time in the club, and then you got that old person like Adam from Pet Pet David, who's my age, in the club still. Like, what are you doing, dude? You're not cool, man. You're weird. You're creepy. Like, what are you doing out here? I think it's cool that the youth have their own type of slang and stuff that they created. That shows like there's some creativity there. One of my family members, he's younger, and he would come down here and he would say all these different things. It sounded like he's speaking a different language, and my kid, he's old. He's a little bit older than him, but he's still from the same. He knows what he's talking about. It's so crazy. And then like me and my mom are sitting here like, what is he even saying? Like, you have to translate it. But I think it's cool that they basically came up with their own slang. Back when I was a kid, that's bad. That's bad. And it meant good. That's so bad. Badass. Or, you come with these different slangs like this was a little bit before my time, but rad, radical, or like that's more like 80s. I can't even think of some of the stuff that we used to say. I don't know if I was too big into the slang. I mean, I might have used some of it. I'm sure I used a little bit, but the bomb, that's cool. But I think it's like, it's cool for the youth to use it, but when old people start using it, then it becomes weird, it becomes cringe. And I think that's what happened with TikTok. I think that it was like the young person's thing, and then like the old people like me started using it, and then it's like, it's not cool no more. It's kind of like Facebook. When you say Facebook or whatever, Meta, you think old people. You don't think young people using it. One of my kids says, like they something on Facebook. I'm like, what? You use this? Like it shocks me to know that like some young folks, young adults use that type of platform. Because it's so like, it's like for old people or whatever. But people can act how they want. I can sit here and act all weird. Andrew Tate can go out here and act like he's one of these teenagers. That's fine. Go ahead. But people will look at you weird. And you don't have to grow up. That's fine. You can do what you want. That's fine. But like when you're trying when you're trying to fit in, it's so weird. It's so weird to see Andrew Tate, which I have a lot of problems with. There's some things that there's a lot of things that me and him align with. There's a lot of things that he talks about that I agree with. You know, even like Nick Fuentes, you know, there's a lot of stuff that he talks about that I agree with. There's a lot of things I don't. But when I see him, he's supposedly supposed to be like this top G guy, right? And then he's out here trying to like fit in with Clavicular. There I said, I can say words. It's just sometimes I get tongue tied. I don't know what that is. I have something in my brain. I don't know. But it just comes off across as like cringe and weird like this, you know, like when I was using this, somebody put a comment saying, yeah, I appreciate it. It's like going back to the old way because it's more authentic. It's not overproduced. And I understand like these reaction videos. I like more the reaction video where like they'll play a video. They're not showing themselves. They just show the whole screen of the video. And then they talk about it afterwards. Because maybe it's because I'm old. I don't really care about what they're doing, like how they're reacting. I'm trying to watch the video. And I know like the youth, they like this type of stuff, and that's fine. And it is what it is. There's a demographic for that type of content. Like I think that a lot of live streamers are pretty much cringe at this point. Just to kind of like it feels now people say, oh, you're a narcissist because you're making videos and you're in front of a camera and you're doing this and that. But I think it's a lot different when people live stream. And if you live stream and you're collaborating with somebody else, that's one thing. But if you're just sitting here live streaming for like 8 hours, live streaming yourself playing video games, like you have yourself on the screen, that was cool. But it just seems kind of like you're how do I say this? You're bigger than you really are. You know what I mean? Like, people do this all the time on TikTok. They'll put up a video. They're like laughing. And it's like, what? Dude, you're just distracting me from the video. You know, I just want to see the video. I don't want to see you doing a reaction, laughing. Like Isabella. She does this on Twitter where she'll sit here and like make all these stupid faces. Like, I'm just like, you're distracting me from the video, man. Just put the video out there. Why do you have to put yourself out there? You know, it just seems so weird. And I get it. A lot of people like this type of content, but and I could be an extreme minority with this. It feels like I'm more bigger than I actually am. You know, if I was to like make videos and edit, I'd rather just edit in a video and like a short, and then, like I said, talk about it afterwards, not put it on the screen and you have me on the same screen. It's just so, and I understand people are doing really well. This content does really well. I don't think that content is going to be really well in the future. It just comes across as, you know, I'm narcissistic. I need to be in front of the camera all the time. Look at me, look at me, look at me. I think that people down the road, I don't know when, because I do feel like I'm ahead of my time. I think that people are going to look down on that type of stuff. Like, you always need to be in front of a camera. This is one thing because I'm talking about something, and like I'm not filming myself 8 hours straight. You know, there's no need for me to put up a video and then put me up here like why? Like what for? It's just weird. So I think that that's weird, and it is weird for the one I seen. Like, I don't know what they're doing. I just think Clavicular sitting here like this, and he's all calm and seems like he has way more aura than Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's like like he's talking all fast, like a woman, you know what I mean? And then Clavicular is just sitting here like, and it's so crazy to see that Andrew Tate, who has this big name, and then like Clavicular is this guy is like blowing up right now. He's kind of like he's got all this what is it? It's hype. All this hype around him. He's everywhere. He's all over my news feeds. When I go on Twitter, it's all Clavicular. I'm like, why the fuck is this guy blowing up so quick? What is so great about him? So he's good looking. Okay, cool, man. And the youth is all about the looks maxing and everything like that, and that's fine. I'm not against people, you know, trying to look their best, but it's like what I was trying to describe to my kid. I was like, he doesn't have any grit. Now, when I look at Andrew Tate, I'm like, this dude has grit. You know what I mean? Like, if I was to fight, if I was to get in a physical conflict with Andrew Tate, I know I'm gonna a huge disadvantage. He's got grit, and obviously he has a background in fighting for sure. So that'd be in the back of my mind too. But if I didn't even know that, I would see him and I would think like, dude has some grit. When I look at somebody like Clavicular, dude's walking in the runway, he just looks soft. He looks weak. And I wouldn't respect him as much. And I think that if, you know, maybe that's the way things are going for the youth. They need to all look like these fashion models or whatever. But I don't think that if we go into an age of abundance where we don't have to work these regular jobs anymore, fine, because we don't have nothing else to do with our time, right? That's your whole purpose. You want to look the best. You want, like, that's cool. But it doesn't make sense for somebody at my level. And this is what I have a problem with, these people who get in front of a camera and I'm all about like bettering yourself, working out and stuff like that. I'm all like that. But who the fuck are you to tell me after I just got done working my ass off that I have to go work harder? You know what I mean? It's like going to the gym is a second job. And for a lot of these people who make money in front of a camera, you sit around making content. You don't have to work a real job. You know, I have to go and do menial labor, repetitive shit to get by. The last thing I want to do is go lift weights, do more repetitive bullshit, okay? Like, you guys play sports ball? Like, these guys are such nerds. Like, there's these people, these red pill guys too. These guys were basically all nerds in high school. When I see this hate on sports, the way that they hate, now I get it. The way sports is nowadays, is soft, it's weak, but like growing up, there's a lot of good things that sports does for kids. It teaches them a lot of different things in life. It teaches them how to lose, how to win properly, how to play with other people, how to like strategize and stuff like that. There's a lot of life skills you learn with sports, playing sports, and I think that sports is a good thing when you're young. I don't think that we should be idolizing sports athletes. You know, I just seen a video of Michael Jordan like touching some kid's ass yesterday on at the NASCAR 500. Allegedly, I don't know if it's like AI or whatever, but it seems like a real legit thing. Like, what are you doing, dude? What the, you know, that's crazy. That's crazy. But it's these people. They can entertain us. That's fine. Even though I don't think they really entertain us that much anymore. That's why I make my own simulations, and I think the graphics they're not as good as real life, but they're pretty comparable. It's not like I'm playing NHL um, 94. This is horrible graphics. I'm watching these horrible graphics and the computer play. No, the graphics are pretty good nowadays. It's like the gameplay to sit there and put my game in the background while I'm like on my phone or doing something. I go to the bathroom, come back, and okay, the score is this now. Like, I don't need to sit here and watch the game. Like, I can come in and out, and do other things. So it's just something to put in the background. It's something that it garners my interest because I create the teams. And I feel like I'm kind of ahead of my time when it comes to that aspect. Creating my own entertainment, because I think that whether it's music or whatever, I think that what they're putting out right now isn't very good. And I could be in a bubble because I don't really watch TV or movies. It's hard for me to sit down and watch a movie for like 2 hours straight, to be honest. And sometimes I could do it, but then I realize, like, sometimes I get on my phone and check out my phone because it's boring, sometimes they really garner my interest. If I smoke weed, it garners my interest. I can sit down and be more immersed than just sitting in front of a screen, just watching this fictional, what was it? Non-fiction, what is it? Fictional story. I kind of get the two mixed up sometimes, but yeah, it's really weird how things are nowadays. I feel like this is what it sounds like is we're basically gonna separate. We're all now, this isn't for everybody, but a lot of people who use the internet a lot, like myself, we don't have a common culture. And I think that, like, the last of it is basically at this point sports, and it's being destroyed because they make too much money and they don't really want to. They don't have the effort that they once had when they're, like Michael Jordan back in the day. When he when he was when he's helped building the NBA to what it has become, and to see, like, the downfall of our society on so many different levels, whether it's music, movies, TV, sports, commercials. I just played the Super Bowl yesterday, my team. So that was a week ago from the real Super Bowl. I didn't even watch the real Super Bowl. I think that we need to have a balance, but I think that the algorithm, we'll have our own algorithm, and Elon Musk talked about this, is basically we're not going to have apps. We're probably not even going to have a phone soon at some point. We'll probably just have the Meta type of glasses or something. And you'll walk around, and then, like, you'll have, it'll link up. Who is this person? And it'll show, like, their name and stuff like that. Or whoever, like, do you know this person? Oh, you know this person. Oh, this person knows this person. It could be easier to get to know people when we're more connected. And whether people like it or not, having a digital ID is coming. It's coming. Whether you like it or not. And when I hear people say, oh, my car, this and that. I feel so free driving my car. I'm thinking to myself, I don't feel free driving my car. If I felt free driving my car, I would break all the rules that they have. I wouldn't sit at a stoplight, a red stoplight, when there's no cars coming. If there's no cars at all, and I wouldn't come to a stop at all when there's a stop sign, I would just keep going. Um, you know what I mean? I don't feel free when I have my car breaks down and I have to pay for it to be fixed. I don't feel free having to pay property taxes on my car, and pay registration every year on my car. I don't feel free. That doesn't make that's not freedom. And for people who are like I don't feel free. The only thing that I feel free in this society at this point is I right now I can say more things. Now that can change, you know. Everything that I'm talking about, my whole channel might get nuked in the future because of the stuff I'm saying. You know, they changed the rules. Oh, I had some of these videos. Oh, nuke his whole channel. Just remove. You're not just gonna remove that video or something. No, we're just gonna nuke the whole channel. You just get 3 strikes right off the bat. Bam. And that could happen. But it's I feel free that I can buy things that I want somewhat when it comes to like food choices, where I work. Sometimes depends on the economy, um, but I don't really feel free at all. I don't feel free, and I've studied economics a little bit more than the average person. Not saying I'm some type of expert or anything like that, but I understand a little bit. I understand like the inflation, us printing out more money is a hidden tax on us, and it's just like when I hear rich people tell me I need to work harder when I don't have. It's a kitty here. When I don't have. When I don't make enough to pay for my health insurance, and they're telling me that I need to work more. Dude, I work 40 hours a week, man. That's not enough to working a job. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do a job that is boring and repetitive, and tell me you want to go do more of it? You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. This is a beautiful cat. Check her out. She's still like kind of skittish with me a little bit, because I had to hold her down, and my son had to put some ear mite stuff. She was we just got her off of the pound about a month and a half ago, and we had to I had to hold her down so she'd take her medicine. So she's kind of still she's coming around now. You know, she was upset with me at first, and I think like a good thing to have for people to have. I used to have the buy into this trope of, oh, men shouldn't have cats. That's weak, and I think that cats can teach people a lot about like feminine energy. Like uh, their personalities are really like women personalities. You know, they don't if they don't want to be held, they'll like get away from me, and you know then they'll lose trust for you. You can learn a lot about women by having a cat. You know what I mean? When as far as like their personality and the feminine nature, and the dog is more like us, like a guy, where it's like loyal. It loves you. I can dog comes up to me after work and I'm tired, so brush it off, and the dog will still keep coming. You know, the dog will. I'll get up, the dog will sit on my spot. You know, it's ultra loyal to a T. Um, but I think it's good to have both. I think it's good to have a cat and a dog. Um, it's better to have kids, but guess what? You know, this environment. it's not just about economics, it's about family support. And that's what these people don't get. Like, why are we having a population decline? Because we don't have family support like we used to. Grandparents used to like want to do stuff with their kids more. And I'm not saying that there isn't grandparents that don't do anything with their kids, but it just seems like it was a lot more when I was younger. um, it seems like it's all about me. It's all about me, 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 me. It's crazy. It's like you're old. Uh, you should care more about um, your relationships than like your material stuff. Like that material. When you get to be older, the material stuff should you shouldn't really care much about it anymore. Yeah, of course, you need some material stuff. You need a place to live. You need food to eat. You need clothes to wear. But it shouldn't be like, I need to have the best. I need to have this and this. And we see that a lot with a lot of the older people. It's like, I need to have like this and this. Is okay. What about the kids? What about the next generation? Um, you know, but it pisses me off with these rich people who are like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. We don't live in a capitalist society anymore. The government's going to continue to print money to sustain itself. It's not stopping, it's not balancing its budget. So, like, I can't afford health insurance, so then I want health insurance. I want the government to pay for my health insurance. I don't know what to tell you. You rich people aren't providing me enough to live. You don't want to pay me. You don't want to give me any raises. You don't want to give me proper benefits. Proper benefits would be, I don't have to pay for I pay for my monthly premiums or whatever. I shouldn't have to pay for co-pays. I shouldn't have to pay for deductibles. Like, what is this shit? Like, whatever this health insurance is, like, it doesn't work anymore, and I just want the government to pay for it. Oh, you're a social. I don't know what to tell you. The government is like fucking me anyway by printing out money, making things more expensive. Are you helping stop this? No. And you see this happening. Like, it already is socialist. So I'm seeing people who, not everyone, there's a lot of people on welfare that did it like I did it back in the day, where I worked full time. I just didn't get paid enough by these rich people. Um, so I want to be subsidized, like, what. It's so crazy. Some of these people, they're just like, that's not a real. So, like, people, you think that people want to go to fast food and just, or to a grocery store and push carts, like, that's for a kid. Like, kids go to school. Who does it during the day? Like, somebody else does, like, a grown adult does that shit during the day. I don't know what reality these people live in, but these, not everything shuts down and then opens up when kids come out of school. Like, they go to school during the day, so there's adults working there during the day. Should they not get paid a livable wage? Like, I don't know what to tell you. We don't create a lot of stuff like we used to, so a lot of um, our economy is service based. And for you to be like, I want my taxes lowered, and then I don't want these. So you just want these people to work and be homeless. You know what I mean? It's so, you don't want them to have a livable wage. I'm not saying that. I want my basic needs taken care of at this point. I shouldn't have to fight. I shouldn't. I, it's a rigged system against me, and I'm not gonna keep defending these fucking rich people anymore. And it sucks because I like the capitalist system. I like the merit based system. But when it's only for the elites and the rich, and all of us are just like slaves, fuck you, man. Like, I'm not gonna keep defending you people. Um, I don't like you. I don't relate to you. You are rich. You live in a huge mansion that you don't need to live in. I don't like you at all. Um, that's cool that you have all this fancy shit, but I don't, and I don't really care to ever have that shit. Um, Good for you. But there's a lot more people in my position than there is in your position, and this is why I would not feel comfortable being a rich person. This is why I don't really care. Even if I had the resources right now, let's just say hypothetically, like I was really well off, I was making $100,000, and I could buy like better clothes. Like I could go out wearing suits. I see like this trope of like, why can't men dress like this? Like back in the 1920s stuff, like these suits. I'm like, those are cool suits, and I wouldn't mind wearing something like that. Those are really nice. But that puts me up target on my back as well. So um, if everyone's doing good, that's cool. But we're not. We're not. And I would say that you're probably watching stuff from like the 1920s when things were, booming. And I guarantee you a lot of people, when the Depression happened, didn't really dress like that anymore, because there was a target on their backs. So you pose yourself as like you're rich. So I walk out and just like a regular person, and I should wear jeans. I should wear jeans in public instead of sweats. But I kind of don't care. I'm not trying to really impress anybody anymore. Um, in my community, it's I might start dressing a little bit better because my community is a little bit better than um, it's a small town, and it's a little bit. So I don't feel like I'll be a target if I dress better here. You know what I mean? If I dress like nice in a bigger city, I feel like I could be a target. So I guess it just depends on the community that you're in. Um, it, I like the small town feel, and I know there's drawbacks. You get on the bad side of people, and then the whole town is turned against you or whatever. So that could happen, but um, I don't know. I don't want to live in a socialist society, but we do, and the fact that I am taxed for something that I'm never gonna get, Social Security, and I'm not being taken care of. And this is why the youth don't want to work. It's not because they're lazy, it's because it's not really worth it. And these people that are old just don't understand it. They think like, and they went through their own struggles. They went through being drafted in the Vietnam. They went through some of their own economic struggles. These booms and busts, I'm over it. I think that we're all over it. I think that they feel manufactured. If we have to keep doing these booms and busts, um, I don't know. It just seems like something like like if this is a simulation, it feels like it's almost going to come to an end soon. And I understand like why um, Christians think that this is the end times. I get it. It is the end times, for the way of life that we're used to. Uh, the rich people need to give up their resources. They need to start uh, building communities for us, safety nets for us. If I wanted to go on Section 8 housing, I go on a huge waiting list. Like, what is this? Like, why? Why do I have a huge waiting list for Section 8 housing? Um, I think it's ridiculous. And it sucks. Listen, man, I don't want to. I lost my job last time, like this time last year, I didn't have a job. I lost my job around January 15th, and I ended up having to move out of Michigan, and I moved to where I'm at right now, and I got a job right away. There wasn't many jobs there. I mean, I could work fast food, but I'm not going to work two fast food jobs to sustain a shitty apartment. You know what I mean? Um, If I had to do it, I would, but I was like, uh, it's not really economically good here. There's another place that I have relatives that there it is better, and I got a job right away. I was here for 6 hours. You know, I nailed the interview very well. Um, I communicated really well. I conveyed my different skills to the job I was going for, which was corn mill. I never worked in a corn mill before. I worked in a paper mill, but it I tried to convey like the similarities of being able to make it to be able to make it happen, um, so I can like adapt basically, um, and I think that's where it comes down to adaptability. Uh, it does suck that I've worked at a lot of different places. You know, it does look bad on my resume, but it shows I can adapt. And these employers should be able to like see how everything is. They should be able to see in their own company how they haven't been able to keep people, because they don't want to give raises to the people in the. They want to give a 3% raise, like inflate. Okay, so for right now, you know, I'm sitting here saying these socialist ideas, which at this point, dude, every single election is like, oh, this is the most important. Dude, I'm done. I'm done. I don't fucking care. You know, I gave my all. I I voted for Trump in 2016, and I voted for all the Republicans. And then what did I see? I seen the Republicans fighting against Trump, not going with his ideas. And I see a similar thing that's happened in 2024. Uh, Voted for Trump, we got him in there, we got Republican, and then they just don't do anything, you know. And it's like, why am I gonna vote for? Fuck you, like then the Democrats could come in here, you know, and then they can censor me, they can lock me up in a gulag. Then I guess that happens. I don't know what to tell you, but with what we're doing now, it's just you haven't shown me any reason to give a fuck anymore. You know what I mean? Like, get on there and play offense. You know, make shit happen. Stop like trying to play defense, and stop trying to like try to fix the holes in this ship. Not trying to conserve the fucking like whatever we're doing. No, fix the holes. This is why we voted you guys in there, is so you'll fix the fucking holes. You come up here and say this and that. You know, you got Kash Patel saying all this shit. You had Dan Bongino talking all this shit. They get in there, and then what do? They quit after a year. You know what I mean? And you think that I'm gonna be like, I want to vote you people back. I don't fucking care. You know, I look at the government and I'm like, the only person that really works is Trump at this point. Regardless of whatever is going on, the stigma that's going on is protecting pedos. I don't know if he is protecting pedos. It's not just him. It's the Democrats that done it as well, and like it's a fucking problem. Okay, you know, the whole thing needs to come down at that. If that's how it is, we're not getting fucking changes. They're creating more problems than they're solving. I don't see a point to have Congress anymore. I think that we can just vote everything ourselves. Like, they don't really do anything anyway. They can't. They can't. It's always like nothing happens. So why are we paying these people? I would rather just have a vote every 6 months. I can go vote in person or whatever. Okay, mail-in ballot. I don't know. A lot of these people don't even show up for the vote anyway. So it's like, what are they doing? They care more about raising money than they actually do passing laws or anything like that. Just put it back. I'm more for the direct democracy when it comes to um, Congress. I think we should just I think we should get rid of it. I think that our founding fathers who created the system, if they were to come here in a time machine and they would see the way everything is. They would see like how high we're being taxed, all these entitlements. I think that they would be disgusted. I think that they would say overthrow the government. That's what they would say. I don't think they would be happy with what they think, the way things are. Um, and it sucks. It sucks, man. I think that they created a good system, but I think it's been corrupted. And it, my last hope was the Trump. I thought MAGA. I thought that, oh, here MAGA, and Trump might come through. We'll see. Hey, listen. If things get to be easier for us to live, you know, if then like my health insurance is when I go to the grocery store, I don't feel like I have to like I, I have to be careful about what I buy. Like I said, my health insurance gets better, my car insurance gets cheaper. If we're gonna grow ourselves out of it, it's like they say. I don't feel like we're growing ourselves out of it. I feel like if we were gonna grow ourselves out of it, then we would get higher wages to be able to compensate for the high prices. And yeah, the prices would go up too, but it's like the system isn't. It's just like aspiring. We need some stability. You know what I mean? We need prices to stay where they're at for like 10 fucking years at least, instead of continuously going up or just inflation. Dude, I'm tired. I don't have any type of trust in our currency anymore. I haven't had any type of trust in our currency. um I don't know if Bitcoin solves all the problems, but I know that our currency is causing more problems. And we have to we're at to the point where we have politicians voting our stuff, going to Israel, going to Ukraine, and no, we should stop funding these countries. I like the idea of Trump pulling out of the UN and NATO. Like, why are we funding this? I don't understand why NATO has anything to do with my country. This hemisphere. It has everything to do with Europe, but what does it have to do with America? I don't. Our allies. Fuck these people. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. If there's like 3D chess, if Trump is sold out, I don't know. I think there's a lot of confusion going on. And at this point, when I go on the internet and I look on I don't trust the mainstream media at all. When I go on the internet and I look at all these different posts, am I supposed to trust like this post that looks legit? It's got a lot of views from this person I don't even know, and they say these things. Or am I supposed to trust AI? I'm not going to go in and research every single post on Google and look through everything myself like I'm some type of... Dude, I'm a regular person trying to figure this shit out. So, I use AI now. I'm like... I see something, I'm like, this is... And then I put it into... I see something, I think to myself, what is this? And then I'm like, okay. I go and ask Grok, what is this? Give me the information. Oh, that's misinformation. Like somebody said, somebody posted we lost 1 million jobs last year. Or since the Trump's been in there, we lost 1 million jobs. And Grok said, no, that's not true. Like they you know what I mean? And that's where we're at. We have these random accounts we don't even know, but they post something and it gets put in the algorithm, and it seems like it's trustable because like it's in the algorithm. You see all these views, you see all these people commenting, and it's like it's probably legit. You think to yourself, this sounds real, and then I can't, dude. I'm a regular person just trying to figure this shit out, man. I'm not a journalist. My profession isn't journalism. If I was a journalist, then I spend like Tim Pool. I spend all my time reading articles all day. That's what he does for a living. I don't. I work a regular job, and I don't trust these podcasters. I don't trust Tim Pool. I'm seeing like Tim Pool. Like I see this stuff happening on Twitter, and then I see Tim Pool go here. It's like right. It's always right wing. The thumbnail, like this is what's happening, and it's like right leaning, and it's. I, I just want the this is what I want. This is what I thought. I don't know if this is how things were in the past, and maybe it was just programming. Maybe it was just them controlling the narrative in the past. But I thought the news would just report what's happening, and then I can think for myself what the heck is going on. Not being told by this person like what side they lean on, like with their opinion, or the news leaving out different things like they do now. They don't tell the whole story. I thought like the news was supposed to tell the whole story, or at least the gist of it, not to go one side or the other, but to be non-biased. And that's what I want. I don't want left-leaning or radical left stuff. I don't want right-leaning or radical. I want based, like, just give me the information of what's going on, and I can try to think for myself. I don't need other people thinking for me, because I don't know what they're who they're being paid by, why they're doing what they're doing. They're doing it for views? Are they doing it for money? Is that why they're saying this? Because that's what happens on social media. People figure out something in the algorithm, they pop off, and they keep doing the same thing. So it's like, is Tim Pool, he blew up, would he be left leaning if he would have blew up in that sphere more, or would he be more right leaning and still putting out the same type of content if he would have been more popular on the left? You know what I mean? It's like, I used to trust these people. You know what I mean? I don't trust anybody. I trust myself. And I kind of like look at things as like, I've noticed me observating stuff more and not trying to automatically comment. I'm like on Twitter, I would always like fire something out really quick. And what I think is happening. And then so I started looking at some of the comments, and I'm like, somebody already said what I'm talking about. And the fact that I'm not really getting much views or have that big of a microphone, what's the point of me saying anything? And that's why I went 8 days without making a video. But I just felt like I had to make that video. The video I made a couple of days ago, my last day to work, I made that because it was my last day. I felt like I wanted to document that. Like, that's my last drive to work. I felt like that was a really big hardship in my life, to be able to document that. And I think that was probably really like one of my best videos, to be honest. I hammered home on a lot of different things. And I'm just trying to like comment on what I see in society. And somebody else, it's probably pointless for me to make this type of content anymore, but I felt like I needed to. I felt like I needed to say something just to document it. I think that, just like I'm doing right now, I don't expect to gain any traction. I don't expect to gain any favorability with people. All my videos, I haven't made a single penny off of. And I don't expect anything out of this. I think it's more about me just documenting my observations of what I see in society, where things are going, and Who knows? You know, everything that I create is going to be eventually destroyed anyway. Um, but who knows? Somebody, maybe not right now, you know, but maybe somebody in the future could look back and they might stumble upon, you know, something on one of my videos, and be like, wow, that's crazy. And I like this type of long form content too, so I can, it's unedited, just me talking about my thoughts, and I get it. Like, I'm not popular, I'm not successful, so oh, you're not this. I get it. But I think there is value to make these, for me to make these videos. I don't know. I feel like I feel like there isn't, but at the same time I feel like there is, and I think that these videos are kind of necessary, even though they're not successful or whatever. But um, yeah, I don't. I'm just looking at things, and maybe it's just the documentation of the decline. You know what I mean? Maybe AI just goes through all my videos and makes a montage of different things I've been saying, and shows the struggle of what I've been through in my own personal life as a blue collar working class person. And maybe that becomes, you know, it's in the future. Who knows what will happen. Everything is completely random, right? Anyway, so maybe this, like, helps people understand in the future what we went through at this time and why we were thinking. You know, think about like the during the Hitler reign. You know, I remember thinking to myself, how could these people have voted for Hitler? How could these people voted for? Like, we don't really we don't really know what they were thinking. Could you imagine if we had some type of content like this back then? Somebody in my position back then talking about things that's happening. You know, I know there's more people that are more they're more famous than me. They're more articulate, but I think that there is, not that I'm special or something, but I think that there is something that I bring when it comes to authenticity that a lot of other people don't bring on here. You know, I like Big Ward. Big Ward's another one that I really relate to. Um, yeah, he's a working class guy, and he's like doing the same thing as me. You know, he's trying to decipher that, like, all this mess. What is this? What's going on? We're learning real time, and that's something too that somebody in the future could be like, oh, look at him learning real time. You look at some of my videos, like, dang, man, he is like repeating a lot of what other people are saying. Now you can see the evolution of, you know. And that's why I think it's good too to document this type of stuff, even though there's like all this content. But you can go back in the future. In the future, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to go like, hey, I want you to pick these parts of his videos and let me see like the 10-minute video of the evolution, like whatever specific thing, you know, was he, how's his beliefs. And it might not be me. It could be some other people that are more prominent. But there's something that tells me that I need to make these videos. I don't know what it is. I don't. It's not narcissism at this point. I'm not gaining anything financially off of this. I'm not gaining popularity. I'm not gaining anything. And I think there's another thing with me too, is I don't force the videos like Big Ward does. He makes them every single day, a couple of them. So mine are more scarce. You know what I mean? I think that whether it's intentional or not, if I can't make content unless I want to make it. I can't make music unless I want to do it. I can't make simulation unless I want to do it. I can't force it. I have to have a gun to my back of my head. And I could force it, but it won't be as real. It won't be as authentic. It'll come across as fake. And I think that's what my content is the biggest thing, is the authenticity of my content, and why it's important for me to keep doing this. Yeah, sure, all this could be deleted, probably will be deleted, but I don't know. I think it's the documentation of this struggle of a regular working class person. A lot of us don't have this type of stuff, and don't have the details of what the hell is going on. A lot of working class people, they just go to work and they go home. I'm kind of like, I'm like a hybrid. You know what I mean? Not to say, and I know, like, everyone has their own podcast, and in the future everyone's gonna have their own podcast. It's all gonna be the greatest videos, the greatest video content, like 4K, 20K, whatever the hell it's gonna be. You got the best, but everything's gonna be AI. So like, you don't even, it's not even gonna be, it's just gonna be AI. Honestly, it's just gonna be, just put me in here. Like, we could do it right now. You can use AI with your voice just by talking into your microphone, and then AI can make you singing. You know what I mean? So like, we already have this technology right now. I haven't used it, but it's out there. So everyone's gonna have their own like AI little show. Everyone, this is what like, it's gonna, you're gonna put in there like, this is all take everything that I've said off the internet, everything I've posted, go based off of that, and create my show based off of what we're talking. You know what I mean? Put this person on here. I want to bring this person on. It's all going to be AI. So we're not going to need all these productions. Just going to type it in. It's going to go based off of your personality that you've had on the internet. And there's going to be, this is what I'm saying, is entertainment is so cheap. We don't need to prop up these people anymore. It's more important for us to prop up people at my level who are actually producing stuff. You know what I mean? This is why I'm just like, I think this is where my frustration happens, is like, why are these people who create entertainment still being propped up like they are, like, why are we putting all our money towards them? Like, our money we should be paying the military more. We should be paying the police more. We should be paying like regular folks who come out here and do these jobs more money, not these entertainers. Entertainment is so cheap. Even right now, all this stuff on the internet, I couldn't go through everything. If the internet was to stop creating content, we were to stop creating everything right now, it would take me like thousands of years to go through every single video. Just, 24/7, me not sleeping or anything like that. Me watching all this stuff that people have made, all the live streams, everything like that. It would take me thousands of hundred thousands of years right now. This is what I'm saying. All like, entertainment is so fucking cheap. We need to stop emphasizing putting value like we used to, because entertainment was more scarce back in the day. It's not anymore. I'm not saying that it can't be in the future, and it's about to get even way more with AI. So we're just going to be creating our own content, our own world. We don't connect with each other anymore, and it's going to get worse, to be honest. We're going to keep going in our own bubbles. But there'll still be big people, because it'll probably be like more about them, the simulations they create, so people can interact more. Anyway, I think this is long enough.